Hi everyone, it's Dr. Ramani. Welcome back to this YouTube channel on narcissism and narcissistic relationships, healing from these relationships, and just understanding the labyrinth that they are. So what happened the last time you were really nice to a narcissistic person? I'm sure for some of you it went well. But for some of you, did the narcissist get angry? So let's talk about that. Some of you may be thinking, you know what I'm going to do with this narcissistic person? I'm just going to kill him with kindness. I am not going to let this antagonistic person get me down. I am just going to be super nice, and I'm not going to let them shut down this kindness that is a part of me. I'm a nice person. So you are with the narcissist, and you remain cheerful and warm, kind, smiling, no matter how they may snipe at you, grump at you, sneer at you, and have overall contempt for your kindness and warmth. Some of you may have just an inherent nature that is simply kind. So you are kind to people. It's what you do. Unfortunately, it was something that really put you in harm's way in a narcissistic relationship. Now, what gets interesting is that narcissistic people can be quite suspicious of kindness. They may view it as sucker behavior. But what I have been told by a few people in narcissistic relationships is that the narcissistic person would angrily ask them if they were being sarcastic. Let me say a little bit more about that. So you're being nice. Okay, just being nice to them. Hey, how are ya? And they turn to you and they're like, what do you want? And they think you're being sarcastic. I know I repeat myself, but I believe as a teacher, repetition gets the point home. They don't really care about who you are, right? You're just there in their service. Now, you may then think, okay, if that's the case, then why wouldn't they want me to be nice? It feels better for me if I am nice, even though sometimes I'm sad in this relationship. But when I am nice, the narcissistic person tells me that I'm being sarcastic or they're suspicious of me. And I'm genuinely not being sarcastic. It's not performative. I'm nice. It's very difficult for a narcissistic person to identify with or understand a behavioral, emotional, or even a cognitive space that they don't occupy, that they don't know. And needless to say, nice is not a place that they understand or know. However, they know what they do know, and they do understand manipulation. They understand trying to get something over on someone. For them, someone being nice may represent a play, a seduction, a love bomb, closing a sale, getting something from someone. So is it any wonder they would push back on your or anyone else's niceness? Nice may represent weakness or manipulation to them. And neither of those are good for them or anyone, frankly. So it makes sense that they would go right to the place of thinking that your niceness could be a manipulation, because oftentimes that's what their niceness is. That leaves you in this place of, what the hell am I supposed to do? I could be an a-hole, even though that doesn't come naturally to me, but then they're going to lose it if I'm an a-hole to them. Or I could be my usual nice self, but then they're going to write me off as being sarcastic, or they'll just be suspicious of me. So in a way, it doesn't matter who you are, because they aren't really noticing the true you. However, your niceness not only will be viewed with suspicion or contempt, but may even evoke shame. Remember, narcissistic people are not psychotic and can be angry at themselves for not being able to participate in the niceness, or at some deep, unprocessed level, know that they can't do it. I recently had an experience like that. For all of my narcissism angriness, and I know I come off as angry sometimes, I'm actually a relatively agreeable person. And I wake up each day promising to give it an old college try to be a kind person. I happen to be talking with someone who's often pretty antagonistic with me. So I took a deep breath before our conversation. And in a very intentional way, I brought myself into the conversation with a bright and cheerful, hey, how are you? The first response from that person was, what is it? What's going on? What's the problem? What's wrong with you? I said, nothing. I'm just saying good afternoon. I just want to hear how your day is. And they kept furrowing their brow and said, sure, okay, rather abruptly, like, yeah, I'm fine. It didn't feel good Now, I got to tell you, I was mildly dreading having to deal with this person in the first place, but I brought my warmest self to it because I thought that was better. And I was still ending up in the same place as always with them. If I had shown any anger or consternation at this person's constant contentiousness, then I would have been met with, "Ah, my God, why are you such a grump?" If I had been nice to this person, then I was looked at suspiciously like I had a problem. The only win on the nice part was that I felt better. I recognized that I took the variable out of the equation, which was my occasional grumpiness. So it was all them at that point. Didn't change them, but it reassured me that it wasn't me. To tell someone who is genuinely being nice that they are being sarcastic or manipulative or just being suspicious of their niceness, folks, that's a form of gaslighting. It's an untrue accusation that devalues what's happening. But I'm still always going to be a fan of coming down on the nice side of things. As I said, it lifts a variable. Because here's the deal. If you showed up glum, understandable, given how the conversation may go, so like, "Hey, how are you?" They're going to tell you you're such a downer. If you show up irritable or on edge, they will call you a pain in the ass or something to that effect. Or they'll get more irritable with you or say, "Why are you so difficult?" If you show up nice, you're viewed with suspicion. So you may as well choose a path forward that feels right and good to you. And frankly, even with the nice folks, if we could see that thought bubble above nice folks' heads, my guess is it would not be fit for prime time. Because I can tell you this now, if somebody saw a thought bubble over my head when I was being nice to that person who was being grumpy and suspicious, definitely not something I could say in public. So it's that idea that no matter how nice you are, and they're like, what? And it's that almost an allergy to that. Since you can't win, might as well just be yourself. Hope that's helpful. Thanks again.